Your forecast first from KARK4, your weather authority.
After last night's stormy conditions, clouds were kind of slow to clear out of the area today. The biggest story, though, of course, the temperature's feeling much cooler. There you can see the gradual progression of those clouds moving off to the east, taking the rain out away from Arkansas as well. As we work through tonight, your forecast first for Little Rock shows skies becoming mostly clear. Overnight temperatures chilly down into the upper 30s. Mostly sunny weather tomorrow. Highs should be a little warmer than today, but still below normal. Temperatures into the upper 60s for highs. We'll talk about when the next warming trend returns to Arkansas in a few minutes. KARK4 News at 5 starts now.
People across Arkansas cleaning up.
I don't know what to think. It's just destroyed everything.
After storms ravaged parts of the state.
Well, you can see there's nothing there, nothing left.
Dozens of homes left in shambles. We'll hear from some homeowners as to how they're coping with the loss. Plus,
the devil's in the details. You go from a macro level of cleanup to the micro.
A press conference held today by state and federal agencies as well as Exxon will tell you what they had to say about progress in Mayflower.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK4 News at 5.
Total loss. I built this church, and it's a total loss.
15 Arkansas counties declared disaster areas today by Governor Mike Beebe after last night's storms. 2 tornadoes confirmed. One of them confirmed to be an EF2. And there's a long road ahead for dozens of families here in central Arkansas. Good evening to you. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Jessica Dean. Bob has the night off. We are your weather authority, and we have complete coverage of all of the damage tonight. Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan is out in Van Buren County. We're going to check in with him in just a minute. But first, that tornado passed across several counties, hitting Van Buren County hard, specifically the town of Botkenburg. Here's some aerial video we shot today. Take a look at the damage from the skies. You can see the tornado's path there in that area. According to the Van Buren County judge, the twister damaged 46 different homes. It carved a path along Highway 15 West, hitting homes in Scotland and in the Walnut Grove area, as well as a few along Highway 110. Now, we've also heard of some flooding and damage in Faulkner, White, Garland, Lincoln, and Conway County. So let's go out live now to Chief Keith in Van Buren County tonight with the latest on those damage reports. And Keith, you're now there, able to really get a look at it with all of your knowledge of what that storm damage looks, should look like and what caused it.
Well, Jessica, definitely a very dangerous afternoon and evening across Arkansas yesterday. We're here in Botkenburg at the Foursquare Botkenburg Church. This is the scene behind the church. Take a look at this tree. This is an 8-inch diameter tree. This is part of the roof of the building. This isn't just very thin tin. This is sheet metal completely wrapped around the tree, and it is a scene of like a bulldozer rolling through this area. And this all began with a complex of thunderstorms that developed late yesterday afternoon across portions of Yell County, moving northward into Pope County. And the tornado that struck this particular location in Van Buren County at Botkenburg actually originated over on the west side of Highway 95. A home was destroyed over on that west side. The tornado then crossed US 95, blowing that 18-wheeler over and off of the roadway. Once it crossed the highway, it moved right over the Botkenburg Foursquare Church, ripping off the roof on one side and completely destroying the eastern side of the building. Once it moved out of that area, it continued back to the area behind me down into a ravine. And just taking a look just a few minutes ago down that ravine, I was able to take a look at some trees and do some quick measurements. There's about an 18-inch diameter tree down the hill that is sheared off mid-trunk. It just shows you how powerful this storm was. National Weather Service survey crews out here today did rate this as an EF2 tornado that has wind speeds anywhere from 111 to 135 miles per hour. Fortunately, we didn't see any reports of serious injuries and no fatalities from that onslaught of severe weather yesterday. 6 dozen homes across the state of Arkansas affected in some manner. About 4 dozen here in Van Buren County, about 6 of those completely destroyed. Now, in the midst of it all, just minutes after the tornado rolled through this area, we did find KARK4 reporter Hubert Tate and KARK4 meteorologist Drew Williams. You guys were out here minutes after that happened, and you guys were here even before emergency crews.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me the weather we have right now versus the weather we had yesterday. The sun is out, it's beautiful right now, but just 24 hours ago, this area was dark. As you know, the destruction is all over Van Buren County. We went out this afternoon to the Scotland Formosa area on Butter Creek Road. There, many homes damaged, many structures damaged. One woman I spoke with tells me she and her family took cover in the bathtub until the storm blew past. It was a moment they will not forget.
I'm just glad that God spared us. We prayed the whole time we were in the tub. It was very scary.
And many volunteers were out in that area helping families pick up debris. Now, this storm is a double whammy for one family here in the county. First, their home in Mayflower is evacuated after that oil spill just a few weeks ago, and now their second home here in Van Buren County is destroyed because of this storm. KARK's Marcy Manley spoke with them today.
Here in Van Buren County, this has been the scene. People turning out from this community to help others sift through what might be saved from their homes. And believe it or not, a couple was actually inside this house, or what remains of a house, during this storm and have lived to tell us about it.
The bathroom is right there.
86-year-old Albert Dials pointing to his hiding place when a tornado tore through Botkenberg Wednesday.
And it blew us out here.
Albert's wife injured and hospitalized with a broken back and 14 stitches from a head injury.
I seen the wall look like a 2x6 coming straight at me. And I guess that's what hit her in the back.
As she recovers, he arrives to what was his home.
Well, you can see there's nothing there, nothing left.
To try and salvage the small tokens of life scattered in the trees. Before the growls of chainsaws begin, time stands still for these storm survivors.
I can't describe it. It just shouldn't happen.
Soon, friends like John Spillane arrive to help. Rifling through the rubble, a reminder all isn't lost.
Well, I'm glad he's up, especially looking at his house.
The costs can't be summed up in dollars and cents.
I don't have enough insurance to pay for the house.
But walking away with his life isn't something Albert Dials puts a price tag on either.
It's just something that you can't replace it.
The county judge believes that damage reports will start pouring in today and tomorrow beyond the 30 damaged homes that they thought initially had occurred. American Red Cross and the Salvation Army are both on the scene to try and help those who may not have a home to come back to. Reporting from Van Buren County, Marcy Manley for KARK4 News.
Albert and his family are now staying with other family members until they figure out exactly what to do next with their home. And Keith, as you know, this is something, it just amazes you, the damage and what Mother Nature can do to a community.
Well, exactly. And we were covering this all night last night, Hubert. The Arkansas Storm Team went on alert, providing continuous coverage on KARK4 and Fox 16. And you and meteorologist Drew Williams out here just minutes after the tornado struck. In fact, you were getting here just as the driver of that semi was climbing out. It must have been a very emotional scene.
When we first got here, we weren't sure exactly what was happening. We saw the truck was on his side, but we weren't sure if the driver was out or emergency crews had already taken him to the hospital. But when we got here, we saw the dirt on him, and we realized that he had just gotten out of that truck. Thankfully, he is okay. Everyone is okay. There were no deaths reported here, and that's the most important thing. But, we got here. We're listening to you guys on the Arkansas Storm Team in our ears on our way up here, and we're just listening to you guys, and we saw and heard that you guys were reporting that a storm had touched down here, and then when we got here, we saw that that there were many damages in this area.
Well, and that provided crucial information to us and to the National Weather Service that a tornado was in fact on the ground, and that enabled us to forewarn people further north and northeast along this storm track. Truly a miracle. No one seriously injured or no fatalities reported. This may have been just a building, the Foursquare Church, but certainly it was a big part of the community out here, and they will rebuild it, they say, and start back to where they were, because that's part of the community.
In true Arkansas fashion.
Exactly. Reporting live from Botkenberg, I'm Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan and KARK4 reporter Hubert Tate. for KARK 4 News.
All right, guys, thanks so much. It'll be good to see them rise up yet again. Well, lightning is to blame for a house fire in Maumelle. That started just before 6 Wednesday night at the Mount Terrace Cove Estates. The subdivision has 4 homes, and one of them was heavily damaged. A second did receive some smoke and water damage. And we've gotten a lot of response from you all throughout these storms. We're going to show you some video now. This was sent to us by Kelsey and Kyle Lawrence, about 2 miles outside of Fox in Stone County. Best we can tell, best the meteorologist can tell, this is the same tornado that hit Bockenberg, and you can see it forming right there in the middle of your screen. It's just amazing video. And several pictures sent in. This one from Kendra Hablitz showing that funnel cloud in Clinton. Just amazing. And another shot of the funnel cloud in Clinton. This one sent in by Tracy Hastings. And then some really incredible lightning out there. You see it again right there on your screen. Cole Haley sent this, one of the many strikes in BB. And out in Hot Springs, Jamie Betts showing us some trees damaged from high winds around there. We want to thank all of you for those pictures. Please remember to be safe when you're taking them. We want you to be safe, but we do appreciate you doing that for us. You can send more to us at our KARK4 Facebook page. And of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated on the cleanup effort as it continues on the air and also at ArkansasMatters.com. Well, nearly 3 weeks after oil spilled into the town of Mayflower, the EPA reporting significant progress in the cleanup there. According to the Unified Command, Wednesday's storm did not move any oil into Lake Conway, but the wetlands and marshes do remain their area of concern right now. The Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality reported finding some detectable but declining levels of the chemical benzene in the cove near Lake Conway. Also today, some new aerial footage of the spill. You can see it right there. It was shot earlier today. The first of the evacuated families also having the option to move back into their homes today. This would be phase 1 of 4, allowing the 22 families back into the Northwood subdivision. And officials say it's likely some people might not move back right now.
We have not had a strong interest to get back into homes.
The EPA anticipates another group of people will likely be able to move back in tomorrow. ExxonMobil says it's possible they will actually end up purchasing some people's homes. They're still working out the details of that within the company. They say they've yet to discuss that option with homeowners. We've got a special section on our website with all the latest from Mayflower. You can go to ArkansasMatters.com and you'll find the tab right there. Increased access to health care for thousands of uninsured Arkansans clears the House today, but the toughest vote still lies ahead for expanded health care coverage. KARK4's David Goins is live at the state capitol tonight, where the House, David, is now one step away from making this happen.
Yeah, Jessica, many are calling this the biggest vote easily of this session and perhaps the last few years here at the state capitol. Now, first things first, the House this afternoon passed 62-37 legislation creating the Healthcare Independence Act, which allows the state to provide insurance to approximately 250,000 Arkansas residents that don't have it by placing them on private insurance. Many that spoke against this concept today did so not because they said they're really against this idea, but they feel rushed and want more time to explain it to people back home.
A lot of the reasons that they cite, that my constituents cite, that they want me to vote no, are actually reasons to be in favor of this bill.
So the House voted yes today, but another vote to fund this legislation, that is scheduled for tomorrow. Everything we've heard at this point is that vote will happen. Now, the difference is it doesn't require 51 like today, 75. And as today's vote showed, they're quite a bit short of that. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from Governor Beebe about what he says still needs to be accomplished to make it all happen. Live at the state capitol, David Goins, KARK4 News.
All right, David, all about the money now. Thanks so much. Still ahead tonight, a community remembering a fallen deputy. A memorial now in place for his family. We'll tell you how you can help them. Plus, nearly a month after heavy fire damage, work almost completed on the badly damaged I-40 bridge. We'll tell you just how the repairs are coming along.
The temperatures behind the front that brought all the stormy weather to Arkansas noticeably cooler. These are pretty much our highs for the day right now, upper 50s and lower 60s. We'll tell you how cold it's going to get tonight out there. Some places could have a frost, maybe even a freeze in a few spots. Details are coming up after the break.